Please do share this with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. You can like and follow us on Facebook as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel to get live event and notifications for all the updates regarding CAT and other MBA entrance examination. You can also look at our WhatsApp as well as Telegram lists. You can join over there and we will update you. We don't spam over there. If you want, you can enroll for our Quant and LRDI courses. These are the best and the most comprehensive courses available in the market. In this session, we'll be looking at lines inside a circle, tangents, secants, chords, etc. I would suggest pause this video, have a look at the questions. The link is available in the description of this video. Once you have tried these on your own, then proceed with the rest of this session. Please do share this with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. You can like and follow us on Facebook as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel to get live event and notifications for all the updates regarding CAT and other MBA entrance examination. You can also look at our WhatsApp as well as Telegram lists. You can join over there and we will update you. We don't spam over there. If you want, you can enroll for our Quant and LRDI courses. These are the best and the most comprehensive courses available in the market. In the previous session, we had looked at some basic properties of circles, right? In this session, we'll be looking at lines inside a circle. If you have not looked at the previous session on circles, please do look at those properties because we'll be using some of those in this session as well. So the simplest line segment is a chord. If you join any 2 points inside the circle, right, and you connect those two, that will form a chord. So PC is a chord, BA is a chord. We had discussed this last time as well. Now, if you have two chords, they are either parallel or they might be intersecting. If they intersect, they can intersect either inside the circle or outside the circle. Irrespective of whichever way they intersect, whether it's inside the circle or outside the circle, you can prove using this will be D, using similar triangles that the segment PA into length PB will be equal to PC into the length PD, right? This is the application of similar triangles. You can use it pretty easily and get this relation as well. Now, from outside any point, right, you can draw multiple lines over there. Some of them might bypass the circle altogether, which is not very interesting, right? However, you are more interested in when a line intersects a circle, right? So there can be only 2 points, two lines which will intersect the circle at exactly 1 point, right? These 2 lines are called tangents, right? The other lines will intersect in 2 points, right? Will intersect the circle in 2 points. These lines are called the secants to a circle, right? So a chord is the portion of the secant which is inside the circle, right? It's a line segment, whereas secant is a entire line, right? For a secant and a tangent, just like with the chord, you can prove that PA into PB, remember this segment into this entire segment will be equal to PT square, square, right? If you look at tangents in particular, from any point outside a circle, right, you can draw exactly 2 tangents to the circle, right? And both the tangents will be perpendicular to the radius from the point of intersection. So if you drop a radius to the point of intersection, that will be perpendicular to the tangent. And if you take the center of the circle, these 2 points of intersection and the point outside, it will form a cyclic quadrilateral as well, right? Also, the length of these 2 tangents are equal. So PA will be equal to PB. This is used very widely in circle, circumcenter, etc. Those type of questions. This is used very widely. And the last theorem, which is pretty useful when it comes to tangents, is basically what is called the alternate segment theorem. So if you have a chord dropped at a point of intersection, in the previous case we had dropped a radius to the point of intersection. Now if you draw a chord from the point of intersection to the circle, right? Whatever is the angle subtended by the chord onto the tangent, the same will be the angle on the alternate segment, right? Similarly, this is another chord. This subtends an angle of alpha onto the tangent. The angle in the alternate segment will be equal to alpha. This is a very nice proof which is available in most 9th and 10th class textbooks. Please do have a look at it, right? So usually it's a 5-mark question in board examination, right? I'm not sure what it is these days, but when I used to study, this used to be a 5-mark question, which is like the highest marks that you can get in a particular question over here. All right, so let's use these and solve a few questions from the past CAT, XAT and IFT papers. First question is from CAT 2003, the repeat paper. Okay, it says in the figure given below, not drawn to scale, A, B, C are 3 points on a circle. So A, B and C are 3 points on a circle with center O. The chord BA is extended to a point T such that CT becomes a tangent to the circle at C. Okay, so this is tangent. Okay, but this need not be right angle because this will be a right angle because this will be the radius. This is a chord on the outside. Okay. Okay, moving further, it says if ATC is equal to 30 degrees, ATC is equal to 30 degrees, ACT is equal to 50 degrees, ACT equals 50 degrees, right? Then the angle BOA equals how much? Angle BOA equals. Now angle BOA, if this angle is 2x, this angle will be equal to x. You need to find the value of 2x, not x, right? Okay, right. If I find the balance angle here, this will be 180 degrees. So if I find the balance angle here, right, that angle plus 50, 180 minus that will be x and twice of that will be 2x. So that will be the way to proceed, right? Now this angle will be the alternate angle to this particular angle, right? This angle y will be the alternate angle to this because this is a chord to the tangent. The chord subtends y degrees on the tangent, so this angle will be y, so this angle will also be equal to y. Angle CAB will be equal to y. Now what will be angle CAB? Angle CAB is the external angle to this triangle, right? So it will be equal to 50 plus 30, which is equal to 80. So this will also be equal to 80. So now we can find x. 80 plus 50 is 130. So 180 minus 130, x will be equal to 50. Which means 2x should be equal to 100. Option A will be your correct choice, right? Be a little patient. Usually the alternate angles are given in this format, right? Here they have inverted the diagram. Other than that, the question is pretty straightforward. Second question is from CAT 2019, slot 1. It says in a circle of radius 11, CD is a diameter and AB is a chord of length 20.5. If AB and CD intersect at point E inside the circle and CE has a length 7, what is the difference between the length BE and AE? So CD is the diameter, right? Radius is 11, so diameter will be 22. Right? Okay. AB is a chord of length 20.5. So this will be 20.5. So let's call it AB. Now it is given to you that these two intersect at a point E. The length CE is equal to 7. So this portion will be 22 minus 7, which is 15. Now using the chord relationship, right, if this value is x, this value will be 20.5 minus x, right? So if you rewrite this, you will get 15 into 7 should be equal to x into 20.5 minus x, right? Now that is not, don't need to find x, you need to find the difference between BE and AE, difference between these two. So the difference between them will be 20.5 minus x, which is 20.5 minus 2x, right? That will be the value of your options. That will be the value of your options. Right. Now, we can either try using the options, or we can try trying to solve this as a equation, right? Let's try to do it using the options, because you might be able to do it faster. Okay, let's try say 2.5, right? Because it's a middle value. There are 0.5, 1.5, 3.5, 2.5. So let's try with 2.5. If you put 2.5, right? So if you say 20.5 minus 2x equals 2.5. So you will get 2x will be equal to 18. So x will be equal to 9. Right. So the balance angle will be equal to 20.5 minus 9, which is 11.5. So will 11.5 into 9 give you 15 into 7? No, it should be a multiple of 9. That is not going to give you an answer. Right, so this is out. Okay, let's try 1.5. If you put this as 1.5, right, so then 2x will be equal to 19. So x should be equal to 9.5. Right, so 20 minus x should be equal to 11. No, it should be equal to 20.5 minus 9. Yeah, that will be equal to 11. Now 11 into 9.5 does not have any multiple of 3. So this is also out. This is also out. So you're left with either 3.5 or 0.5. Let's try 3.5. So 20.5 minus 3.5. This will be equal to 2x. If you put this, so 2x will be equal to 17. So x should be 8.5. So 20.5 minus 8.5 will be equal to 12. Right, so 12 into 8.5 will not result in 15 into 7, because this has a multiple of 17. So this is also out. So option C will be your correct choice. Let's verify it just for our satisfaction. So if you put 20.5 minus 2x equals 0.5, so you'll get 2x should be equal to 20, x should be equal to 10. Right, and the balance 20.5 minus 10.5 will be equal to minus 10 will be equal to 10.5. So 10 into 10.5 will be same as 15 into 7. So job done. Right. You can also try to estimate it using this. 15 into 7 will be equal to 105. 20.5 has to be split into two segments such that the product equals 105. So 10 and 10.5 makes sense. Right. You can do some trial and error and get the answer. Right, irrespective of which, roughly about 2.5 minutes in an exam situation. You can use a calculator, whatever works for you. Right, after this, there's going to be some amount of trial and error or solving of an equation. I just solved using the options because I felt like doing it. The third question is from ZAT 2017. AB is a chord of a circle. The length AB is 24 units. P is the midpoint of AB. The perpendiculars from P on either side of the chord meet the circles at M and N respectively. If PM is less than PN and is equal to 8 units, what is the length of PN? Okay, so length is AB, which is 24 units. So since it is perpendicular, it will split it into two equal parts. Right, and you have P. Right, so PM is less than PN. If this is equal to 8 and this will be equal to x, right? So you need to find the value of x. So 8 into x should be equal to 12 square. Right, 8 into x is equal to 12 square. So x should be 12 into 12 divided by 8. 144 divided by 8 should be equal to 18. Option B, job done. Under 1 minute for a ZAT question, it's gold dust. Should definitely be attempted. The third question is slightly trickier version of the previous one, not too difficult. Came up in CAT 2005. Let's see what this says. In the following figure, the diameter of the circle is 3 centimeters, which means the radius is 1.5. AB and MN are two diameters. So AB and MN are two diameters, such that MN is perpendicular to AB. So this is a right angle triangle, pretty nicely set up. So this is 1.5, this is 1.5, right? In addition, CG is perpendicular to AB. CG is perpendicular to AB, which means CG should be parallel to MN, right? Such that AE is to EB is equal to 1 is to 2. AE is to EB is 1 is to 2. Right, so the full length is 3, split in the ratio 1 is to 2. So this part is 1, balance part is 2, out of which this is 1.5. So this should be 0.5. Right, similarly, DF is perpendicular to MN. Right, DF is perpendicular to MN. Right, such that NL to LM. NL to LM is also 1 is to 2. So again, this is one part, this full part is 2, so this should be 0.5. So this is a square of 0.5. Okay, what is the length DH in centimeters? Now, if you take OLD, it's a right angle triangle. OD is your radius of the circle, which is 1.5. OL is 0.5. So you can find the length DL. You can find the length DL. What will be the length DL? Square root of 1.5 square minus 0.5 square. If you take 0.5 square common, 3 square minus 1 square. Right? So that will be root of 8, which is 2 root 2 into 0.5. So the length DL will be 2 into 0.5 into root 2, which is equal to root 2. This full length is root 2. Right, out of which you need to subtract 0.5. So balance DH will be a root 2 minus half. A root 2 minus half, which is option B. Right, pretty straightforward application of Pythagoras theorem and squares. Job done. And the fifth question is from ZAT 2011. This is considered to be one of the craziest papers ever, and this was one of the easier questions from that particular paper. Let's see what this is. In a city, there is a circular park. There are 4 points of entry into the park named PQRS. Okay. 3 paths are constructed which connect the points PQ, RS and PS. The length of the path PQ is 10, length of RS is 7. Later, the municipal corporation extended PQ and RS past Q and R respectively. Right, so this is P, this is S. You have a path PQ, you have a path PS, you have a path SR. Right, and this is extended to meet at a point T. Right, the path from Q to T measures 8. This is 8 units. PQ is given as 10. SR is given as 7. Right, so if it is given to you that the angle PTS is 60 degrees, what is the area of the area enclosed by the paths PT, TS and PS? So basically area of the triangle PTS. You need to find area of triangle PTS. Right, that's what you need to find. Okay, so if I take this value as x, again using the secant or the chord theorem, whatever you want to call it, 8 into 8 plus 10. So TQ into TP, 8 into 8 plus 10 should be equal to x into x plus 7. Right, so 8 into 18 should be equal to x into x plus 7. Now you can probably do it using trial and error. This will be 16 into 9, right? 9 into 16 equals 8 is equal to 18 into 8. Both of them equals 144. So x should be equal to 9. Right, now the question is, what is the area of this full triangle? Now if you know the sign relation, it will be half of PT into TS into sine 60 degrees. Now assuming you don't know the sign relation, right? If you don't know the sign relation, even then you can answer the question. Drop a perpendicular from here to here. Right, this is a 60 degree angle, so it is a 60, 30, 90 triangle. Right, 60, 30, 90 triangle. What is the what is the full length? The full length is 6 plus is 9 plus 7, which is 16. This length is 16 units, which means this part will be root 3 by 2 into 16. Right, area will be half of root 3 by 2 into 16 into base. Base will be 8 plus 10, 18, which is what you will get over here also. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Even if you don't know the sine relation, we have actually proven the sine relation over here. So that will be the area, 2 and 2. So this will give you 4. 18 into 4 is 72. 72 root 3. Option C. It took us a longer time to prove this relation, etc. But in an actual exam situation, about 2.5 minutes, which especially for this particular XAT paper, read up on the history of XAT 2011. It was the craziest paper ever that was perhaps made in any of the competitive exam history. Right, so this is really gold dust for this particular one. As we can see, right, not very difficult. Understand the lines, understand the rectangles, squares, circles, etc. Job becomes pretty straightforward if you know the basic properties of a circle. That completes this particular session. If you liked it, please do share it with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examination. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow our Facebook page. The links for our course are available on the description to this video. Till we meet again the next time, goodbye and all the best.